Is like, why are people quitting Fortnite?
Rising, now available on mobile and PC, exclusively with Google Play Games.
Why are so
And this is just something that I was curious about too, because like even my friends and stuff are quitting this season way more uh, than it seems like than I thought. Because like a lot of my friends, they want to play the game, but then when it comes down to it, they end up, I don't know, pretty much that by the end of by week two they just gave up on it, and I'm over here like, bro, you telling me you're really giving up Fortnite after all these years just because there's a fucking Star Wars season? Like, yes, it's not the best uh, season that has ever came in this game, but I will say that this is not the worst season to have ever come into the game. And yes, it may. It's just more. A lot of people are just telling me that it's just boring. Honestly, it's not nothing against Fortnite. They're they're just like bored of it, and so I'm just curious if I'm the only one that still wants to play it, or is there really a real reason why people are quitting other than just because um, they would prefer a normal game mode. Like me personally, I have actually been jumping back on. Sorry if I'm because I'm looking down. I'm trying to mess with this. Anyway, making a thumbnail technically for this video. But my point is, why my friends they just said it was boring, and personally, I have even been trying to hop on other games, not even just Call of Duty. I've played some Call of Duty, and it's just really, I played a little bit of Call of Duty, and it made me really realize why I don't play Call of Duty. And other than that, the gaming, I've just personally not been wanting to play. I've been bored. It's just for a month period, like a half a battle pass. You're telling me that I finished it so early? Even people that I know that hasn't played, that don't play that much, has already been finished with it. Like they only play weekends, or yeah, they play here and there throughout the week, but they don't play crazily like I do. So let's get into it.
many people quitting Fortnite right now? I think it's finally time that we talk in depth about Fortnite's Galactic Battle season, kind of like a mid-season sort of thing. It's just really not hitting like it should right now, and I know a lot of you are going to say, but Prozero, you really liked it, and I will talk about that later on in the video, but a lot of people are quitting the game. You know, interest in general is fading, and there's just a weird vibe around the game right now, especially around the community on social media, when normally during mini seasons like this is when the game is most popular and when the most people are talking about it, but for some reason that's not what is happening right now, and I'm seeing a lot of creators quit. I'm seeing a lot of people completely give up. So like I said at the beginning, before the season dropped, I was genuinely hyped, like full on. I even said in the multiple videos I made talking about this season before it came out, this might be one of the best seasons ever type of hype. Like I genuinely thought that this season was going to be fire. The Star Wars crossover looked massive. You know, we had TIE fighters, we had X-Wing.
All this that he is saying is personally like everything I agree with. I was actually hyped more or less that they were bringing different stuff in. I wasn't really hyped about the Star Wars stuff because I'm personally not like crazily in love with Star Wars. But the fact that they were bringing so much different stuff in uh, was actually like different. I thought that it would have been like, I don't know. I just thought it was going to be more uh, action packed and stuff. I feel like when I play, like this map honestly feels like it's still dull. Like I don't hate this map at all, but this map has honestly gotten to where they are abusing the hell out of it. Apparently, I didn't change my title. No, but I agree 100% with everything he's saying. I was so hyped about it, just the fact that there was something different coming to the game. It was something like but actually, I feel like at this point that it's just been drug out a little too much. I feel like it could have been a lot shorter, or they could have thrown it all in at the same time, or made it just a 2 week thing. Honestly, even without a battle pass would have been fine. Hell, because it was something different at first. It was something hyped. I was actually hyped about playing this, and then now all of a sudden it's just nah.
We're going to be able to fly them around. I thought that was groundbreaking. The galactic battle theme in general, like every time Fortnite does like a kind of war sort of theme, it always hits for me and I always really love it. I thought that was going to be great.
I really thought that it was going to be easier to find lightsabers and stuff instead of having to go through to certain spots and having to go through all that stuff every time for every lightsaber every time. I thought more people would actually use the lightsabers too. A lot less people are actually using lightsabers. There's so many people using blasters and stuff. Like I would love to just. They should have had a mode specifically for just lightsabers, though. I feel like that would have a hit too. Uh, like like a melee only. They've been talking about melee only for so long. People have, and I feel like they could do it different too. Like each time they do it, Star Wars with lightsabers only. Uh, Hell, when they brought the Captain America stuff in, bring just or hell, bring mythics only, a mythic mode only, so on and so forth. Whatever it is, like there's so many different modes that they could bring, and they just don't do it.
I was really excited for the new locations. I figured that Epic was about to go crazy. I remember the images that we had of the individual POIs. I made like at least 2 videos on those because I was so excited to see what they looked like in game. Overall, the map, it just looked like it had a ton of potential for cool mid-season like additions, you know, space battles, you know, live map changes and all that. It felt like the blueprint for a legendary.
The map itself, I was so I thought that shit. I was like, holy fuck! There's so much new stuff coming, and then when we got it, it was just based on the 4 corners. The guns, they looked like there were so many different guns in. It looked like it at least, and then now we're over here. We got pretty much all the guns that they've shown in the trailer at this point. Maybe 1 or 2 that we still haven't gotten, but uh, I feel like we've gotten all the guns at this point. They didn't really do much with the tie the TIE fighters, whatever the things you fly with, whatever them are. They didn't do much with those. I really thought they were going to have more of those just laying around instead of having the cars. And that's one reason why even my friend that loves Star Wars is very disappointed in this season, because he even personally said there instead of having cars this season, uh, they should have just had different things in general. The guns also, and these are complaints that like even not just me having, a lot of my friends are having too. They were talking about how the guns look so too similar to each other, especially the like the 15 and the 19. I think those are the 2 guns, but the 15 and the 19 almost look so similar because my friend, uh, he does content or tries to do content, but he was wanting to do this challenge where he only uses uh, the like the 15 only weapon that he's allowed to use was the 15. And then he ended up picking up the other gun because he thought it was the same gun. But then after he got an elimination with it, he realized, damn, like he was going off with these that gun. He had done had 7 kills. It was at the beginning of the match. He showed me the clip too, and then I seen where he picked it up because when he because he was trying to. I guess I don't know what the fuck he was really trying to do, but it looked like he was just trying to pick up some heals, and then he accidentally just picked up that gun. But at the same time, he could have just thought it was the same gun, and then after he started shooting it, he was like, "This gun is shooting too fast. Why is this gun shooting so much faster than the 15? Because the 15 shoots like at a slower pace, but it hits harder. Uh, and the 15 also has better doesn't have much recoil in my opinion either. uh, he was talking about how it messed up a whole video for him. The blast like so he was wanting to do a video of each gun, like the pistols only, uh, each shotgun only, each a rifle only, each sniper only, each what do you call that? Just the blasters that the NPCs usually hold, that people would usually use as an SMG, and then the SMG type blaster. Like he was wanting to do that kind of shit, and a lot of these guns look too similar.
Season was right there, and this was going to stack up against the
Which that's the thing though. There is so many guns out, but they look so close together that you're not sure. Like it doesn't really feel like you're using something different when you are using something different.
other mini seasons that we've had, OG and Remix. Obviously, that's not what happened.
I really want to make sure that the volume is working. Okay, the volume is working.
Since it launched, it really just didn't hit for me, and a lot of other people feel the same. Everything that could have been special just really felt just like flat overall. I think that's the best word to describe it. Really, really flat. It wasn't bad, it was just very, very underwhelming in my opinion, and has been ever since it released.
It just feels like there's not enough content. At the same time, there's a lot of content, but it doesn't feel like there's enough to to take over to make a whole ass
Now, especially with a
Star Wars thing, like the whole map. Like, why is the whole map not Star Wars themed? Especially if this is a mini season, like just make some UEFN type map. I don't know.
Season this big, one that they hyped up a lot, and a mini season like this, normally they really do promote these mini seasons. You'd expect player numbers to spike a lot. You'd see streamers grinding the game, timelines on social media would be going crazy, lobbies would always be packed, but in the opposite of that, there's really not very many people playing.
I seen that right there, and I was sitting there like, bro, that would be so cool. When they originally posted this, I was sitting there thinking like, bro, that would be so cool to like have to, when you do go into the Darth Vader area, that there's all those stormtroopers and stuff. Like, yes, it would suck to have to fight them, but like at the same time, like if you did fight them, you got like some achievement or something that and you won.
There's really not very many people playing this game, and there aren't very many people excited. I remember after the first week, the hype kind of died down, like really, really fast. It's been super quiet. I've seen a lot of talk about how players just aren't sticking with it right now. There's still like a base of players playing for sure, because I'm still playing, but you can feel the drop in
the exact. Everybody was excited at first as soon as he popped in through the door, and then they were like, "Oh, it's just that."
For sure, because I'm still playing, but you can feel the drop in energy.
That clip hit perfect. Even Fortnite did it perfect. Like, that's just the way it was. Like, everybody was so hyped about it when he busted in through the door, like, hell yeah. And then they're like, No, it's just Star Wars.
There's still like a base of players playing for sure, because I'm still playing, but you can
Cool.
feel the drop in energy across the board when you're in the game, when you're talking about it with other people. The energy is just really, really low. And I made a video about 5 days ago talking about how Fortnite's player count is dropping and talking about how this could be a little bit concerning. And in that video, we mostly talked about Galactic Battle, but that seems to be exactly why people are leaving. It's just because this season in general is just completely uninteresting, and a lot of it just seems to be recycled stuff, but I will talk about that in a second.
Even if it is recycled stuff, I'm still pissed about the map. Like, and the map is my biggest thing, and also the guns look so damn
Our series
too damn similar. And I press pause on you, bitch. I don't give a fuck.
is about a family who adopted a child.
This is Natalia.
Another thing that people really don't
Other than that, that was a movie that I would like to see though.
like, and this season has been filled with a lot of stuff that people don't like, is the XP shop. Now, I made a video 2 days ago about this. We talked about Darth Jar Jar being behind.
I reacted to that yesterday. I think I was a day late, but still. Um, if y'all haven't seen it, y'all go check out the video on my channel. I posted it yesterday, actually right after. But if y'all haven't seen it, y'all can go check his channel out too. Still, either way, my point is, if y'all do want to hear my rambling on, but the thing is, this part right here, I still think is dumb as hell because why the fuck is there not no bundle for it? Like, I understand it's going to be, it'll probably cost like 2,500 or some shit like that, but like, damn, bro, making everybody, hell, they're probably going to, because of the cost of like, this is a back bling is what gets me. It's a back bling. This is a single pickaxe and a wrap. Doesn't seem like there's really anything worth getting, personally. It just, like, yes, okay, a back bling should automatically already be with this skin since it is 1,500 V-Bucks. Then the fucking like the pickaxe itself should probably be with them as well. I know that some times they don't do that. A lot of times they don't do that, but the wrap, and then maybe make a like a decal. I don't know. Do something different. Like put some shoes with him that look would match him. Some type of, hell, make it exclusive for him. If the fucking lightsabers. If you want a lightsaber, you would have to level up, and then you could buy him and the lightsaber. Like put him in a bundle. All this in a bundle, and then make it 2,500 V-Bucks. And then if you finish it, if you get all the way done with all of it, you get a pickaxe. That is a lightsaber. I don't know.
In this sort of XP gatekeep sort of shop format, and people don't like having to grind to unlock permission to spend money. It just feels like wrong overall. And maybe in general they don't feel like it's wrong, or that like it's money grubbing or it's a cash grab or anything. The Darth Jar Jar as a skin is fine. I was really excited to see him in game. I didn't have any intent of buying him, but I think it's funny. It's obviously a meme skin, but locking him behind XP and then selling each cosmetic separately with no bundle, it just feels like Epic is really testing how far they can push monetization and what people are willing to buy, and obviously that's not going to rub a lot of people the right way, and it was just really disappointing overall for a lot of people, especially in a season that really hasn't been that interesting. You know Fortnite is trying to get people to play when they put a skin like Darth Jar Jar behind an XP wall, like you have to play the game to earn him. That's pretty insane. That's really just a testament to how badly they want more people to start playing the game. Now, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, all of this just feels really recycled, and I know that I brought this up and I rebutted it in my old video. I had a rebuttal for it because I said all of the blasters felt really new, but eventually, as it goes on, more of them just start to feel kind of the same. Recycled content has been...
He hit the nail on the tee. They start to feel all the same. And even this sniper that he is using right here is not even that hard of a sniper to use out of all the snipers I've ever seen. And then also the fact that you get so many shots and it hits for so hard. Well, let me rephrase that. It hits weak for a sniper. It's more like a DMR, if anything. And then and that's the thing. The fucking scoped AR thing that they got is was already the DMR, but this is like a slower pace DMR, if anything. That's the way it feels. Like that has bullet drop.
Been a huge problem with this season overall. The Westar 34
And the bullet drop ain't even that hard to use either. Like you don't even have to lead your shots that far.
blaster pistols are really just like the one of the newest things that has been added, and they're really just Star Wars styled versions of dual pistols that we've had before. And that's really disappointing because stuff like this has
And then pistols hit for so weak. The best thing to use them for is like an SMG, and still they're not even recommended then because they don't hit as fast and as hard as an SMG or whatever they consider as an SMG in this game mode.
so much potential. Fortnite has so much potential to add like really, really unique weapons, especially to a season like this that don't feel exactly the same as stuff that we've had before, just in a different format. And that's really not what they've done. The same goes for the lightsabers, of course, those are the same. You know, they brought back the Mandalorian's jetpack and his sniper, and that was just stuff that we've had before too. And that was like supposed to be a big, like, you know, Mandalorian's Rising or whatever it was, update, and it was mostly like recycled stuff that we've seen before. Now, don't get me wrong, that stuff is cool to see, but we've seen it already. It's like they skinned old content with a Star Wars filter and called it brand new, and that's really not what I was expecting. I was expecting a lot of brand new stuff to release in this season, and that's not what happened. Now, the map was a complete letdown. This is probably the thing that I am most disappointed by. This is where the disappointment
Exactly. The map, man.
really hit me. The map changes were barely even changes. You know, we had 4 new POIs and they're all so small. None of them feel like, you know, must drop locations or anything.
And the fact that they're on the outskirts of the map, like who the hell actually drops that far out there? Like if they were probably put centered in the middle of here and there, and like go ahead, like drop this area that he's in right now. You could put this whole ass area that he's in as the like. Look up here, like you see this, like there's nothing here really. Like you could have just took this whole ass area over as one of the spots, but no.
I feel like a must drop if you want to feel like you're playing, you know, a Star Wars themed Fortnite season. If you go anywhere outside of those POIs, it really doesn't feel like a Star Wars themed season. It kind of just feels.
It was such a letdown because I'm over here like hoping for Star Wars, and I'm getting no Star Wars outside of those spots other than the weapons themselves and the TIE fighters every now and then. The weapons themselves don't even really feel like I don't know, they just don't feel right. And I'm still beefing about how I can't find no hardly any bunkers half the time. Those porta bunkers, I love those porta bunkers way more than them stupid ass shield bubbles. They don't last as long, and the bunkers actually last a little bit longer, and also you can outplay people better in those things, in my opinion. Uh, them bubbles are annoying as fuck, and also they have a time limit. If the bubbles didn't have a time limit, that'd be a different story, maybe. If they had a health bar, it'd be a different story too.
Feels like, you know, a Star Wars mini event like we've had in the past. You know, you have the little outposts every once in a while, and with the blasters, it does feel a little bit like Star Wars, but it really just isn't enough. With a Star Wars theme, we could have had, you know, crashed Star Destroyers, we could have had, you know, like Sith temples or something, a fully rethemed, like, biome, anything, but instead it felt like we just got little filler POIs, because obviously they didn't intend this to be here very long. Of course, it is a month-long season, but clearly there's no intent for it to be here past this season.
They didn't even have to make a big ass map, is the thing. Like they could have just made a smaller map, kind of like the reload map, and then since it is a mini season, just put all the POIs together in a way, but make them a little bit bigger, more drug out than they have them, and then shit, make that the map. Like yes, the map would be smaller for a lot. For a month period, okay, like just make it worth it.
season, especially with the one POI that has like sand around it. They really just like plopped a little like plot of sand, like somebody came and like dumped a big bucket of sand there and then they just left it there. Like that is so awkward. I really don't like how they did that. That to me felt super lazy.
This may be the last ad you ever see, because with the free ad block extension from Capital One Shop.
Now, the community in general
not about to
feels
pay for
really,
shit.
really burned out. From what I've seen across, Reddit, Twitter, people are just burned out in general. Like, not from Fortnite as a whole, maybe from Fortnite as a whole, but from...
Speaking of that ad blocker thing, I don't trust them because for a longest time I was getting pie ads, and then they just disappeared. I don't know. Like, I'm happy that they are gone because I was getting those so much, and then now we're getting other ad blocker shits, and I'm like, bro, I'm not using it.
From this style of the season, the Star Wars season just really isn't hitting. It's a rinse and repeat right now, big collabs, safe map changes, overall just mid cosmetics in my opinion, besides for like the Mandalorian, and a premium system that feels more about money than fun overall. Players want innovation, not just like IP reskins, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I don't like collabs because I really do like collabs, but I think that they could have been promoted a little bit more, especially with them not being in the battle pass. I kind of feel like people forgot about it a little bit. And maybe that was, Fortnite's bad. Maybe they thought that they would bring more hype having them in the item shop. I initially thought that, but it didn't really seem that way. It seemed like after people saw the battle pass, 1-2 weeks down the line, it was kind of like, they could kind of take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, guys. There is still a little bit of time left, but Epic has to deliver. We're not at the end of this season yet. There's still a big season-ending event coming. There's still another update where we're going to be able to go into the Star Destroyer, which should be really cool, and that could completely shift the energy. This video could be completely irrelevant next week. If Epic drops something absolutely massive that could bring people back and get people interested, but it can't just be flashy visuals or, something that's reskinned. It needs a real gameplay impact and actually new stuff, like novel stuff that we have not seen before. A strong event could definitely reset the tone for next season, but they've got to go really big, and I believe in Epic Games. I think that they will. I think this event is going to be really good, but let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. I think Galactic Battle had so much potential. The name alone made it sound like this was going to be a top tier season. Instead, we got a lot of reused weapons, really minimal map change.
All 100% sure. Let's go ahead and finish this right fast.
But let me know what you guys think about it down below. What do you guys think is causing people to quit Fortnite right now? Let me know. Drop a like on today's video. You watched all the way to the end. You must have enjoyed, so drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I make videos like these every single day. Use code PROZEROYT in the Fortnite item shop to help support me further, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace. Why are so many...
This was a great video. I'm actually gonna like it. But if y'all haven't checked his channel out, his channel's right there. I'm gonna leave it down in the description for y'all. But also, why the hell is that a thing? Like, why did they go do so little and they hyped it up so big? They hyped it up like it was the next big thing. But it was nothing. But like he said, it could be all irrelevant next week. Let's see how it's going to be. I want to say thank y'all for watching. If y'all did like anything that I had to say in this video, please leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe because I try to upload every day. And I want to say thank y'all. Do what you got to do when you really want to do it. Have fun with your life when you can. I'll talk to y'all later.